Hey guys, my name is Vinu and today I would like to talk about three separate things and I would like to later connect them all together in one particular as a one concept. So the first concept I want to talk about is simply consciousness or awareness. Right now, what do I mean when I say I'm aware? Actually, I see I'm aware of the building in front of me, the camera in front of me, the microphone. There is a bar behind me, there's a building, there is sun on top of it, or there was and now there is not. So I'm cold, my hands are cold. So I'm aware of all these things, right? And this is simply awareness. And in my opinion, this is actually the proof that you are alive. Imagine you haven't seen someone in a very long time. And then you met this person after a while. You have a coffee together, you drink the coffee, and at the end of the coffee, there comes a moment where you go, oh, that was a good coffee and it was really nice to meet you. I haven't seen you in a long time and we should do this more often, right? At that moment, you are aware of what happened before. So this is what I call reflecting on a particular state. And so there is a normal awareness, there is the time when you were actually drinking coffee, talking to the person, being present and exchanging your feelings, your everything within you, you are actually presenting, you're putting it on the line. And then there is the other state where you can reflect on the state before. So these two things are, one I call the regular state and one I call the meta state. The state from where you can exit from the current situation and you can reflect how it was. The second part of my video, I want to talk about a system I learned in psychology from a psychologist from the United States. His name is Richard Schwartz, and he designed a system which is called the internal family system. His idea is that there are different personalities within you which are created by the necessity of the situation, either in your childhood or during your adolescence, during your teenage years or whenever. And these personalities were created because of the circumstances and now they still exist within you and they create some sort of patterns in your life and these patterns kind of run you. Again, let me give you an example. So imagine you are 12 or 13 years old and you liked a girl. So you saw a girl and you felt attraction for the girl. So what did you do? You went and you said to the friends of yours, like, hey, I find her attractive. What did your friends do? Maybe they made fun of you. Or they made fun of me, let's say. Now, they made fun of me so much or so loud that the girl actually heard them. And now I am ashamed, I'm embarrassed, I'm angry on my friends, angry on myself, and I ran home crying. Okay? Now let's analyze this scenario. Attraction is from biology, and when you hit your puberty, that's when the attraction or this mechanism actually starts in your body. Now, this is the part one. And the second part is that you told this to your friends or somebody and they made fun of you. And this incident has actually created some pain within you. You felt some pain, some embarrassment maybe. Now this pain needs to be managed. You don't want to have this pain anymore within you. So what did you do? You immediately ran away from the group or maybe from the playground and you ran home. So once this pain is managed, once you are removed from this environment, now when you're home, you realize, I never want to feel that pain again. So what do? You're like, okay, I'm never going to tell my friends if I like someone. In fact, I'm going to pretend that I didn't like that person. I'm going to play it cool the next time. So in IFS, in internal family system, there are three types of personalities. within you. There is that abolished or kind of forbidden self. So the 7-year-old or this 14-year-old that should not have liked the girl in the first place. That's what you think, at least, because of that pain. The second, the firefighter. The firefighter is the guy that is called upon crisis. So when there was that pain, your consciousness kind of split up, and there is a part of you that said, run from this playground and go home. So that this pain can be managed almost immediately. Now the third part, the manager. Once the pain has been solved, or once the crisis is solved, the manager is always taking notes. He's saying, oh, okay, so this happened, and you felt pain. How can I in future avoid this kind of situations at all costs? So avoid playgrounds, avoid talking to girls, avoid telling people that you like a person because maybe they might make fun of you or whatever. Right now you are single. Maybe you want to go meet someone. But inside you there is the manager that is always making sure that you will never meet anyone or you don't get to talk to anyone. So every time somebody, even someone you meet who is attractive, says something, there is a part of you that's going, this is so boring, or this guy or this girl is boring, or maybe I don't feel like talking to her, or maybe like I have a thing that I have to, like, I don't know, go home and wash my laundry. Whatever, your internal dialogue is always managed by the manager. And the firefighter is also quite dangerous. Every time you have a situation, I don't know, maybe you go into some sort of escape, maybe you look at the Netflix, maybe you get drunk, take drugs. This is the firefighter sort of mentality. Again, I'll say there are three parts of you. One is like the banished, the self that was quite natural, quite innocent, but kicked to the curb because this started the whole problem. The second, the manager, is the guy who is always kind of managing your life, where you get off the bus, which direction you should take, who you should talk to, who you shouldn't talk to avoid any trauma, any situation that has been created in your past. And the third, the firefighter. The firefighter is the guy that sees the crisis and now he has to fix it, and he doesn't know what is good, what is bad. For him, fix the crisis, that's his main job. Now, I want to talk about, first I talked about consciousness or the different levels of awareness, and then I talked about different levels of or different types of personalities that you have within you. And now the third and the most important part is, how do you bring this together? So every time you had a trauma in your childhood, you were like, your consciousness split into several parts. One is actually to fix the crisis, to later manage your life in a way that this won't occur. So there are many pieces of you that are within you that were created for a very, very good reason: survival. Now, I want to bring your attention to a concept of a tea ceremony in Japan. In Japan, when they, in a specific region, when they invite you for a tea, they will not serve you tea in a fresh cup or a cup that was bought from IKEA or whatever. They buy a cup, they bring it home, they break the cup. They actually break the cup, and then they carefully pick all the pieces up, and then they melt gold and glue. They add the glue together to the gold, and they assemble back all these little pieces together into the cup. Now this cup there are a lot of broken pieces, but they're all glued by gold. And it is the most unique cup there could ever be, because every cup is unique, because no two cups break the same way. And no two cups are glued the same way. Now, then they invite you and they serve this tea to you, obviously. And the same way, whatever pieces that were broken within you, They were broken for a right reason, and now it is your job to bring them all together. When you actually sit, close your eyes, breathe in, breathe out, what happens to you? Your mind, in the beginning, it will start racing. It will start to go to the past, to all the situations of what happened in your life. It will actually play kind of a mini clips or like short movies for you of what happened, how did that incident hurt you, blah blah. And then it also creates the future situations where, okay, so next time when this happens, what do you have to do? Obviously, it sounds familiar, right? It sounds like these managers and firefighters and all this concept that I talked about before. So this is your golden ticket to fix everything together, to put yourself back. How do you do that? Every time you sit and meditate and things are coming up, let them come up. Observe them. Give them your full undivided attention and see that with unconditional acceptance, just by looking at these things without thinking or without judging this, like, okay, this is a shitty thought, I must break out of this loop. Don't do that. Just stay with that piece of your cup, and that piece will be glued back by itself. Watch yourself come together like magic. And step by step, you will be able to spend more time with your thoughts, with your mind. And once the whole cup is glued together, well, that's what you are in reality. That's the awesome self of yours that can never be broken again. Why? Because now you learned how to glue yourself back together. And there is nothing stronger than someone who was broken and glued himself or herself back together. With that, I want to say thank you for watching this 15-minute video and have an amazing week.